Hi and welcome to one of my tutorials. I'm going to teach you something about Visual Basics today, and all we need to start off is just simply Word. So just open up Word, press Alt plus F11 and we'll open up a Microsoft Visual Basic document. Now as you can see over here to the left we have the project window. Down the project window we have the properties window. And over here, the gray piece of square is the form window, where all the forms will be when we create a user form. Now the first thing we need is a user form. So go to Insert and click on User Form. This will create a user form like so. And you can see that it's pretty empty right now, but we can already change the properties of the form. As you can see in the properties window, we can give it a name so the system can recognize it and we can refer to it in our code. Every form we're going to create, we're going to start off with FRM, and then we can give it our own custom name. But FRM is very important, so we can always recognize in the code that it's a form. So let's call it form hello for now, because we're creating a hello you application instead of a hello world application. Now as you can see right over here we have the title of our form, which is now user form 1, but let's make it hello you instead of hello world. So let's change it to hello you, and as you can see it changed from user form 1 to hello you. Now what I want to create is a text box, another button, and another text box. So we have 3 objects in our form. So let's start off with our text box. Let's create it right over here. Yes. And let's change, before we do anything else, the name of the text box. Let's refer to it as txt. Again, the same reason as the FRM, so that you can look back to it as txt very quickly. So let's call it txt input, as it's the text box where we're going to fill in our name. Alright, so let's create a button now, like so, and let's call it CMD, because CMD stands for command button in Visual Basic. It's basically a few rules we created to make things easier when you're looking for stuff in Visual Basics. Let's call it CMD read, or anything like that. Everything that comes after the CMD is customizable, and you can refer to it at whatever you want. And I also want that this command button 1 is going to say something like read me. So let's go to caption at the properties window and let's change it to greet me. Greet me. And as you can see, it changed to greet me, but instead of normal font I want a bold font. So it's a sort of a fat looking font. Let's click on font, the 3 little dots, and click on it. Then just click on bold and make it a little bigger by changing the size to 10. It isn't necessary, I'm just showing what you can do with the properties of the objects in your form. Alright, so now we have something you can fill your name in. We have a button, and we have another text box where we will receive our greeting of the computer. Create it right over here, and again change the name to txt, and then just give it the name that's useful to use. Let's just call it output for now. Txt output. Alright, now over here you have the play button, and I'm going to show you what happens if you press on the play button. And remember, we haven't coded anything yet, so it probably won't say hello to us. Alright, you can see here we have the form we just created, but you can type in it, you can press the button, but nothing will happen because basically we haven't coded anything yet. We just made a user interface. Alright, so to code the button, because we want to code that when we press the button our name will be shown below in this textbook in the txt output box, and we'll say hello, and then the name we entered. So we're going to click on greet me twice, and when you do that you get into the code of the command button greet. So go down a bit so it's easy to look over when we finished, and just type in something like first we're going to tell the computer a new variable. A variable is basically a basket where you can store things in. So let's say my name is an apple, so we're going to place an apple in the basket, and the basket remembers that there is an apple inside. So basically it's dim name. So name is the basket as string. String is one of the variables we have in Visual Basics. Another one is an integer. We have a double. We have I believe we have a float, and it's just assigning to the basket what it should store. So now we're saying the variable basket, the basket name, should have strings inside, and strings are basically text. So a string is text, you should remember that. Alright, and then we can say that name is, and then we refer to the upper text box. So we're going to say name is txt input dot text. Now what is the dot text? The dot text is actually the properties. So when we say dot text, we go enter this right here. We're accessing the text property. So as you can see, if I type in here something, it will appear right over here. So basically when we have typed something in the text box input, when it's running, it will store all the information in the property text. And what we're doing here is telling the basket to fill it with something that's typed over there. So we're saying the variable name should have the information, the string of text input.text. Alright, so now we're going down and we're going to say text box out, dus text output dot text is, and then we type in quotation marks, because that's basically the text we're broadcasting. So we're going to say hello space and another quotation mark to close up the text plus name. So basically what it does is it says hello in the text, and it will add the name we stored inside. So it's actually, as you can see here, we stored a name over here from this box, and it will go like into this box, but has hello in front of it. We can also use something like hello plus space plus name, because it doesn't add a space automatically, so you have to add it in yourself. So you press a space over here, or you can add a separate space. It's just what you prefer. Alright, now also to finish things up, I'm going to clean up the name we entered in text input. So we're going to say txt input.text is two quotation marks, which is basically nothing. So now we're gonna, let's test it out. Alright, so we're gonna press F5 or play. Alright, now we have here, over here we have the application we just created. So just type in your name and press greet me, and it should, like so, say hello and then the name we stored inside. We can also say something like hello moron, and then we press greet me and say hello moron. So that's basically how we make a simple hello you application. Now we can also change every property there is. So let's do another quick example. We're going to create a label over here, which says type in your name over here. So let's make it like so, test fit, and change the label name to LBL and then a name. So let's call it LBL name. And then the caption is what the text over here should be. So let's type in type in your name here. Alright, now we can change the caption of this, of the label, if we press the button over here. So we're going to say LBL name dot caption is quotation mark well done quotation mark. So it should change the text that's in here, the caption, to well done if we press the button. So let's test it out. Teach me up. Greet me. Well done. Alright, that's pretty awesome. So what else can we change? We can change basically everything that's in here. So let's say you want the text in the middle instead of the left center. We're going to press here to text align, and we're going to select center. You can barely see it, but believe me, there's center there. You can see. Alright, so now it's in the center. It's simple as that. Just play around, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks.